Hey everybody, it's Eric. We have another Tuesday night and another episode of Ahsoka, episode 6. And I gotta tell you, I think I'm gonna surprise a lot of you guys tonight with this one. I really liked this episode. Spoiler right there. And we're gonna talk spoilers here, of course. I mean, I felt like the series, the season finally started with this episode. Of course, this was a beautiful episode, a very creative episode. These characters, Sabine, I didn't care about. I started to care about. We're going to have new characters show up. It was just, it looked great. It felt great. It was like Denis Villeneuve, the director of Dune, directed an episode of Ahsoka. I thought it was that good. And it's going to be fun actually talking about it tonight. All right, so episode 6 started off with some groovy scene of the whales in hyperspace, and there are like a lot of colors in this hyperspace, I noticed. It's looking a little different in this episode. And I was getting, 2001 and Doctor Who vibes just because of the colors and everything coming at you. It was fine. And then we get a boring moment between Doctor Hu Yang and Ahsoka. They're in the cockpit inside the whale's mouth. It's kind of boring, but Professor, I don't know what his title is. I don't care. Hu Yang is going to tell Ahsoka a story to kill the time, and he starts off the story a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. I like what you did there, Dave. I thought that was pretty cool. And then we see episode 6, and it says the episode is called Far, Far Away. And I'm like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing. You're trying, Dave. You're trying. And then, thank goodness, we finally get back to our bad guys. Those are the characters I care the most about at this point. And we get Ray Stevenson is back, and I'm like, yay, give me more Ray Stevenson. And, of course, there was Sabine, and all our bad guys come out of hyperspace. They fly through a kind of a cool whale graveyard. They show you it, and then they don't go back to it. And then they just like land on Minas Tirith in Gondor. All right, so at this point in the episode, we're seeing a lot of cool stuff. I liked their little shuttle coming off the Eye of Sion. Is that what that's called? The hyperspace ring. I like how like the little shuttle like dropped and sprouted wings, kind of like a hawk, and reminded me of like a Hawkman and Buck Rogers, that old TV show. I don't know. It looked nothing like it probably, but it reminded me of that. Kind of like a hawk shuttle. I thought that was cool. The planet looked cool. Cool statues. And again, they land on Minas Tirith. And I'm getting big Dune vibes here. I mean, we're seeing these witches and the way they were shot. I mean, that very wide frame and the music is feeling kind of like, the music from Blade Runner and Dune. And the witches start to talk, and I'm getting Benny Jesuit vibes, I mean, totally, right? I loved it. I thought it was really cool. I'm like, am I watching a shitty Disney Star Wars television show? I mean, this is actually good. What's going on here? Anyway, so the witches are cool, and they're afraid of Sabine, and so they throw this, is it a bolo, like a laser bolo around her, and it guides her downstairs. I thought that was kind of a cool creative idea too. And I like how these witches really do look like the witches of Dathomir. Is that it? Dathomir. From all of the expanded universe material that I'm used to growing up because I'm old. So I liked how they looked. They looked cool. And then they also say that Thrawn is coming, but we have to wait. And at the time, I'm thinking, oh, okay, yeah, we're going to have to wait until the season finale when he shows up at the end, for 5 minutes. And we go, son of a bitch. But no, that's not going to be the case at all. And I like how Ray Stevenson starts to give his perspective on the Jedi and the Empire. He's talking a lot of philosophy, and we're getting to know him a little bit better this episode. He's like, what the Empire and the rebels, they're always fighting, and one wins and the other one wins, and just a never-ending cycle. So I liked his take on things. That was really cool. And then we didn't have to wait long. Holy shit, this awesome Star Destroyer shows up. And I gotta say, has a Star Destroyer ever looked so badass? Well, yeah, it's a badass Star Destroyer. And I love how it just fills the frame and then it drops down and kind of hovers over Minas Tirith, their little meeting area. I thought it just looked absolutely awesome. And very Dune-like again. Very Gareth Edwards-ish in Rogue One, how, big things are shot to look big. You guys know what I'm saying. I don't need to explain it to you guys. And then we get a look at the most badass stormtroopers we've ever seen. First, we get like these beat up stormtroopers, and they got like this red Eddie Van Halen tape all over them. I got to get me some Eddie Van Halen stormtroopers. I really got to get that. So I'm already going like, I need that hot toy. I need these. I need like 10 of those to troop build for my vintage collection. All right. And then I see like this stormtrooper with the gold face mask. And I'm like, holy shit, what the hell is that? That looks badass. And we learn his name is Enoch, and he's like the captain of the guard for Thrawn. And here comes Thrawn. He's just like walking right out at us. I mean, these stormtroopers look scary. They look like the Sardaukar in Dune. Again, like another Dune vibe I'm getting off this, right? I mean, I don't know, were they chanting? I felt like they were chanting. There's something about them that was like unnerving, these guys. This is no sissy, representation stormtroopers that we got in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. No, these are badass stormtroopers. You don't want to mess with these guys. Anyway, I thought Thrawn looked really good. I liked his dialogue. I liked his acting. The performance was great. Just awesome. And Thrawn knew Ray Stevenson's character too, so we got some of these characters that know each other. And then we have Sabine being brought to Thrawn because they have a history from the Rebel show, and I like how she's sassing Thrawn as she would. And, Thrawn's going to say, hey, we're going to keep your promise, and we're going to go let you look for Ezra. In fact, let's give you a howler, which is basically like a bat wolf. And we'll give you your saber back and all your stuff, and you can go look for Ezra. It's all cool, man. It's all good. And, of course, it was too good to be true because Thrawn is having Darth Haughty and Darth Stevenson follow Sabine to kill her should she find Ezra. Kill them both, right? And I liked this Enoch guy. Like when he sends Sabine on his way, he goes, what? He goes, die well. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Oh, I need that action figure. All right, so 24 minutes in, I'm really liking this episode. I don't know. All right, so Sabine is on the planet riding her wolf, and she's got the little thing that Han Solo had in The Empire Strikes Back when Han was looking for Luke, on Hoth, and things were getting bad, and it's making the same noise. So, it reminds us, oh, Empire Strikes Back. But then she gets attacked by these bandits, and they sound like sand people, but they have this red armor on. And I recognized the armor from one of the making of movie books. I think these were rejected Praetorian Guard armor, but they're using it for these bandits here. And first Sabine gets her ass kicked when she fights Mando style, but then she switches to her lightsaber and she whoops them and they run off. It was a good fight. I like the way it was shot. I mean, so these fights are getting better. It's just the way they're shot. They're looking more convincing, more cinematic. So I definitely dug it. And then Sabine is all mad at her wolf because it ran off when the bandits showed up. So she's yelling at the wolf, tells the wolf to go away. But then the wolf, I like how it was shot again. The wolf kind of comes back like a lost puppy dog and is following Sabine. So some nice moments there with her and this wolf. And the animation with the wolf was really good. I really liked I need to buy a little wolf. Now I need to buy that. So there you go. Another thing I got to pre-order on Hasbro Pulse. I keep taking my money, those bastards. So I liked that. Some funny moments. And then the wolf is sniffing around, right? And sniffing a rock, and Sabine is making fun of the wolf, but the wolf was right because the rock pops up and is like this alien that wears clothing but uses like a shell, like a hermit crab, so it can hide and then pop up. And there's not only one, but there's a whole group of these like Ewok crab things. They're kind of like Ewoks. They're small, they're silly, they speak in a silly language, and the wolf wants to eat them. But Sabine is like, no, don't eat them. And one of them has like the rebel symbol, something from Ezra. So, hey, Ezra? And they're like, yeah, we know Ezra. They can't speak English, but they know that. They're like, Ezra, yeah, we're down with Ezra. So they're going to take her to Ezra. This whole thing with these hermit crab Ewoks, it felt very Star Warsy. And, that's nice to say because a lot of these shows didn't feel very Star Warsy, but this one does. And I think that does come from Dave Filoni as opposed to other people that wanted to do Star Wars shows. So then we get some more great commentary from Ray Stevenson. And he says, he's got his own agenda. So he's doing his own thing. And he says to Hottie that something is stirring on the planet there that's interesting to him. So I don't know what, he's got his own end game here, Ray Stevenson. Anyway, so the Ewok crab people take Sabine and the wolf to their Ewok crab village. And, this, I thought George would like this because this is a well thought out little community. And I know George is into like creating little societies and stuff. So I think he would like that a lot. And I thought we were going to wait until the end of the final episode of the season to see, hey, there's Ezra. It's me. And then credits, and we got to wait until season 2. But nope. Out from behind a little building comes Ezra, right? And says something. I forget what he says. But, and right away, I like the actor that's playing Ezra. Like, I'm getting a good feeling from him. I mean, he's got a beard. I don't know. He didn't say a whole lot, but what he did say, he was charming. He was charismatic. Yeah, I think this is an older Ezra. So I think they chose a great actor for this part. I like him already. He's got personality, and I'm starting to see like a chemistry now. I'm starting to like Sabine more, and him and her. I mean, okay. I mean, I'm starting to see it. Then we go back to the witches, and the witches tell Thrawn that a Jedi is coming, and of course Thrawn's no dummy, and he believes it to be Ahsoka Tano, and he requests the witches prepare some dark magic, and then there's the end of the episode, and I'm like, damn it. I'm starting to get into this show. I like it. We only have, 2 episodes left? That kind of sucks because I feel like it's just starting. It's just starting. I'm starting to care about these characters. They should have started the whole season right here. What can you do? I mean, Thrawn looks cool. He's acting cool. So we got a bunch of good villains we got to deal with. And Ezra looks good. I give this episode 2 thumbs up. This might be my favorite episode. Beautiful and creative. It felt like Star Wars, directed by Denis Villeneuve. That's right. All right, everybody. Next week, we're going to take the show on the road. For those of you who are still with me, I appreciate it. Always smash that like button and maybe share this video. If you have a friend that likes Star Wars, I don't know if those people exist. I know like about 500 every week show up here so we can talk about Star Wars, and I appreciate that. There used to be 15,000 showing up for my Boba Fett reviews every week until YouTube did something shady. But that's okay. I appreciate the 500 of you that show up every week. But maybe you got a friend or something that thinks they'd like to listen to Everyday Eric. Maybe pass the video along to them. I don't know. Or not. It's up to you. I appreciate you being here. Anyway, next week we're going to be on the road. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you thought about this episode, because I think this one's special. Last week, Anakin, you could say, well, maybe that was a cheap trick, bringing Anakin back. Member berries. I get it. This episode on its own was something different, something really creative, something new, something that felt old but was new. You follow me? You get me? Am I just talking to myself? No, you guys get me. So let me know what you think. And next week, we will be on location. I don't know. That'll be interesting. I'll see what I can do. Anyway, all right, everybody, let me know what you think. Everybody have a great day, a great week. I will see you soon. And as always, I will see you on the new